Hey, if you're a brand new business owner and you struggle with social media, well, check this out.
I cannot believe I am even saying this, but I no longer believe that you can just rely on Instagram if you want to be a successful creator this year and beyond.
This is a hot topic in business, so we're going to talk about it. I'm going to react to her comments. Hang tight. Welcome to the Savvy Entrepreneur Journey, where I help beginner small business solopreneurs like you position themselves as effective business leaders so I can help you build a business and make more impact. If that sounds like you and it's something of value, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. You'll be the first to know when I put out new content. So if you're not familiar with this content creator, her name is Vanessa 𝑠𝑡𝑒_. If you are someone that's coming over from Vanessa 𝑠𝑡𝑒_'s page because the algorithm kind of sent you here, do not fear. This is in no way a negative reaction video. Quite the contrary. I have a lot of respect for Vanessa. She is a wonderful entrepreneur, content creator, educator, business person, all of the above. I aspire to have more business acumen like her and her 500,000 subscribers on YouTube as I try to build my own community here on this channel, which again is specifically for beginner solopreneurs, those that are thinking about starting a business or have started a business but are starting to struggle and they need some mentorship, some guidance, tips, tricks, all of the above. I thought it'd be very cool today to react to some of Vanessa's comments, kind of piggyback at some things that I think would be of value to my audience and anyone watching from my own experience and perspective. So let's dig in. All right, I'll stop play, add some comments. Let's do it.
Now, the first reason why I caution creators to not just rely on Instagram is because if you put all of your eggs in the Instagram basket, you are going to end up in an endless content hamster wheel. Now, we all know that the Instagram algorithm values recency, meaning it'll never show content that was posted a few weeks ago, months ago, and of course years ago. Instagram as an algorithm really values recent content and it always wants to push new content out to its users. However, lately, it's been a lot more aggressive with this. For instance, back then in 2019 or even 2020, we could all get away with just posting once a week or 2 to 3 times a week max, and we could still see great results when it comes to growing on Instagram. But nowadays, Instagram has prioritized recency even more to the point where us creators, we have to post pretty much every single day in order to see significant progress of growth on the platform. Now, this is concerning because if you are a creator who's only posting on Instagram, you're going to eventually burn out. For many of us, we can't be creating new content every single day on this platform because we're either going to burn out, but if we don't cater to this platform, then we're not going to see growth. And that's basically a catch-22, especially if you are someone who prioritizes your mental health.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So as I record this in fall of 2022, social media is just a way of life. It's part of life, specifically when it comes to building your business. A few years ago, though, not everyone had jumped on board. There was a lot of skepticism, and especially small businesses weren't aware of the power that social media could have. Then the pandemic happened. A lot of people had more time on their hands. Obviously, you know what went on there, and now businesses have realized, especially with the arrival of the new kid on the block, TikTok, that if you leverage social media, it can really propel your business or brand or your personal hobbies as well. But unfortunately, though, because it's more saturated, and now the algorithms are being a little bit more fussy and fickle, it's harder for us content creators to keep up, especially those that have skin in the game when it comes to building a business or a brand. So again, if you're a new beginner solopreneur, my target audience, people that I help here on this channel and my clients, and you are struggling with social media, I feel your pain. We've all been there. And someone as seasoned as Vanessa is interesting because she has a team. She's highly creative. She's a great content creator. Even she's feeling the burden of trying to keep up with the constant demand that this algorithm and the social media platforms are putting on us to be seen, because obviously ultimately we want to leverage those platforms so we can find our target audience, our clients, people that we want to either entertain, inspire, or educate. That's really some of the 3 pillars and focuses that why people do social media. I mean, although there are other reasons why people do social media. All right, let's continue.
That's a really big reason why, even for me, I have shifted my Instagram strategy along these last few years because I have noticed these changes in the algorithm that I generally don't agree with. So for example, back then, my Instagram strategy included me creating original content for the platform. If you look at my past feeds, a lot of my content I created specifically for Instagram. I was okay with doing that because I was only posting 2 to 3 times a week. It was manageable for me. Because now, in order to actually grow substantially on Instagram, you have to post more. I no longer have the capacity or the patience or the justification to be creating unique content pieces every single day for this platform that favors recency. Meaning,
okay, something there. I think it's funny. She's being very honest, very candid in admitting that she no longer has the patience, the capacity, or the justification to create that much content. I myself at a certain point was trying to create multiple original pieces daily for not only this platform, Instagram, but the other platforms as well. TikTok, not so much Snapchat, but Facebook, Pinterest, here on YouTube. And it's exhausting. It is exhausting, and I consider myself a creative person as well, and I have good video editing skills, and just I can really turn around content, but even I was feeling the burnout of trying to keep up with that, and it's just not sustainable, especially when social media is just one facet of business. Business is just not social media, though I know that is the topic that it's in the foreground, but there are other aspects to business. Social media is part of lead generation, traffic, brand awareness. It's so tied into it now that we have to focus on it, and it's exhausting.
Even if I spend all of my energy creating all these unique pieces of content catered to the Instagram algorithm, Instagram's not even going to show it weeks, months, or years later. Whereas platforms like YouTube, I know that even though I'm spending hours on a video, years later, I'm still getting traffic on that video is still resurfacing on the platform, people can still find it, and so to me that is worth my time investment. Whereas on Instagram, I can't justify creating unique content pieces every single day for a platform that's not even going to show my content after a few weeks. To me, it's just not worth my time.
The operative word here is time. She mentioned it a couple of times, and that's a word that I want you to focus on. One of the pitfalls of new entrepreneurs, and I was guilty of this too, is not leveraging time, not having time management. It is so crucial when you are working for yourself. Now, it depends. You might be the kind of entrepreneur who's doing it as a side hustle stage. You might still have the 9-to-5 day job and you're trying to build the business on the side, and that's cool. That's great too. Or you might be the type that is all in, is doing it with a partner, with a team, but it is your full-time gig, and you're realizing that you left the 40-hour work week, the 9-to-5, the typical day job, for now 50, 60, 70 hours a week trying to build this passion of yours. Because if you have a product or service that you're passionate about and you want to get it out there to the world, you are going to want to put in that extra time. You're going to have those sleepless nights. I don't recommend it, and I'm going to do other videos, part of my motivational content about mental health and tips and tricks and things to stay healthy and preserve your energy as an entrepreneur, because that's very important. But it all ties into time. We're all given the same amount of hours during a day. It's what you do with them. But then as you grow as an entrepreneur, you'll realize what things are priority, what tasks really are going to move the needle in your business, and which ones are a waste of time. And sometimes it's easy to confuse busy work in our business, thinking, oh, we're being productive, we're getting ahead, but really you're just wasting time when you can be either delegating, outsourcing, and again, I recognize people don't have the funds, the means. I myself am part of that, to outsource and have people to be a video editor or a website builder and all the 1,000 things that we need to build our business. So we do the best we can as wearing multiple hats, but that's why I stress, as Vanessa is stressing, that time, leveraging it, especially when it comes to social media, which is a big time suck, is very, very crucial and important to getting yourself put together. And by the way, if you have issues with time management and what to focus on, then I got something for you. The 9 essential tasks to start your new business. It is a beginner checklist of things you should focus on, not drive yourself crazy when you're starting to build your business from the ground up. I could have written 900 essential tasks, but I focused on just the 9 that I think most entrepreneurs need to focus on to get started. All right, the link is in the bio and description. Go grab that now.
That is why I recommend a lot of creators to learn how to create time leverage for yourself and understand which other platforms have better bang for buck, and then take that content and repurpose it on Instagram instead. Doing so can really get your time back to focus on other areas of your business or your personal brand. For example, it could be focused on working with your clients. It could be focused on doing research on trend-based content, and then maybe you filming 1 or 2 a week so that you get a better boost, but it's not necessarily every single day, because like I said, you're definitely going to be burning out. Or it could be spent getting to know your audience better on Instagram stories or through direct message, or doing more sales-related activities. So all in all, I just simply disagree with the fact of you creating trend-based content that's going to expire every single day on Instagram, and that is ultimately why I believe creators should not put all their eggs in the Instagram basket.
Okay, so let's talk about trending sounds and videos. If you have been dabbling with social media or you've been posting already, you know obviously about trending sounds and videos. There's a downside to that. I know everyone's always talking about, let's go viral, I want to go viral, but Me personally, I don't want to go viral. Usually, I had one video not really go viral, but definitely have some reach, and I got followers and likes. But when you start analyzing who you pick up, when your things go viral or semi-viral, it's usually the wrong type of audience, because you are falling into a trending sound or video or a dance routine or whatever it is. And if it's not niche specific to your business or your goals, whether you're an entertainer or a brand, an influencer, it just brings in the wrong type of audience. It's important to find the right target audience, the right type of people on your social media platforms that you can funnel through to your sales process. And part of that is, in my opinion, not really overdoing it with the trending videos and sounds, unless you are doing it in a niche specific way that is attracting the right type of people. And she mentioned also something about repurposing content. That's important as well, but also doing it in a way that you're not going to burn out.
Now, here's the second reason why I believe creators should not put all their eggs in the Instagram basket, and it is because you are not future-proofing your business or your brand for the next generation. Check out this survey where they polled teenagers asking them which social media platforms they use. Unsurprisingly, Facebook is at 32%, and there is a steep decline in popularity. Then you have Snapchat at 59%, which has risen in popularity amongst teenagers. Instagram's at 62%, and TikTok is at 67%, which is surprising because TikTok is a relatively newer platform and it's already surpassed Instagram. But even more surprisingly, check out YouTube, which is at 95% usage amongst teenagers. So what does this tell you? If you are a creator and you want to future-proof your brand and your business for the next generation, my recommendation is you need to incorporate YouTube in your strategy today, because it is really clear based on this data that YouTube is not going anywhere, whereas platforms like Instagram and Facebook are showing slower growth.
I'm always a good student of analyzing the new platforms. I don't have 1 million followers, so I definitely haven't cracked the code of social media, but I'm always looking at what the top content creators are doing and what the platforms are doing, the etiquette in each platform and how they work. And she's absolutely right. When it comes to evergreen content, long lasting, YouTube really has staying power. This is part of the reason I've shifted my efforts here, because I realized that with short form content on TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram, you get short attention spans. It's been programmed that way with 30-second, 50-second trending audios and clips. People just have short attention span. Now, I'm not saying that you can't build mass audiences and followings on those social media sites, because you can. People have done it successfully. I have a challenge with that. I prefer long form content like this, where I can have a dialogue, I can take my time, I don't feel rushed. And usually it lends itself well to the type of target audience I want, those that have pain points, issues, they're looking for answers to their questions, how to grow their business. Here in this platform, I can take the time to do that, as I'm doing now, as I'm breaking down the reaction, giving some insight to you as a beginner solopreneur. So YouTube's been around since what, early 2000s, late 2000s. It's not going anywhere. And like what she said, you're future proofing. It's going to be here, because those social media platforms, they come and go. TikTok came out of nowhere. One day we had Vine, and disappeared. One day there was MySpace, it disappeared. And Facebook, it's not the same Facebook of 10, 15 years ago. Things change in those arenas. YouTube is technically not a social media platform. It is a search engine platform. Remember that. It is owned by Google. It was the #1 search engine platform. It probably still is, but TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube and Google with their SEO efforts and becoming more of a search engine platform itself, but it's not there yet.
So what does this tell you? If you are a creator and you want to future-proof your brand and your business for the next generation, my recommendation is you need to incorporate YouTube in your strategy today, because it is really clear based on this data that YouTube is not going anywhere, whereas platforms like Instagram and Facebook are showing slower growth. Now, like I said earlier on in this video, I don't believe that Instagram is quite dead yet, especially if you compare it to platforms like Facebook. It's pretty clear that Facebook is dying. However,
I respectfully disagree. I see that Facebook is turning around a little bit. They now have Facebook Reels. As I'm sure you're aware, Instagram has Reels. Facebook owns Instagram. You know, whether or not it comes back full force, the way now TikTok is leading, you know, it remains to be seen. But I wouldn't discount Facebook just yet.
Instagram doesn't get its act together, there are a lot of risks associated with putting all of your eggs in the Instagram basket. And that risk is the fact that Instagram has lost its identity. Now, it's really clear to myself and many others that Instagram is threatened by TikTok, and they should be. If you look at this survey data, you can see that TikTok has already surpassed Instagram despite being a newer platform. And as a result of feeling threatened, Instagram has made substantial changes to their algorithm and to their platform that has upset a lot of users, but more importantly, has created an identity crisis. For example,
yes, Instagram is definitely a headache. And why? Because TikTok came out of nowhere, like she said, surpassed them. They just took all that market share, all that attention. But again, I wouldn't discount Instagram either. They have data. They've been around longer since TikTok. They've got the ads component. And for years, influencers and businesses were leveraging Instagram to get clients. Now, I have heard and I have seen, I've done research that has changed. It's become more expensive. So what does that mean for you? A beginner, solopreneur, entrepreneur who's getting overwhelmed. This is how you need to break this down. You need to focus on platforms that work for you, your style of business. Obviously, I can't tell across this camera lens what your focus is, but by all means, drop in the comments. Let me know what kind of business you have. I'd be curious to see what kind of people are watching this video that are new entrepreneurs to the game. You have to find the platform that works best for you and your kind of content, the kind of audience that you're trying to attract. That's first and foremost important. But Vanessa's not wrong about that Instagram and Facebook are fledgling a bit. So you want to be somewhere like YouTube where you have a little bit more discoverability. But some people are thwarted by YouTube because it is longer form content. It is a time investment. As I'm doing this for you right now, it's taking me a while to put this together. And I usually have a lot of patience for it, but still, it's not as easy as the quick cell phone and 30-second TikTok video that you can get instant gratification and feedback on, although views are suffering over there. But don't let that overwhelm you. Pick one platform that you get comfortable with, and then soon you add on to it, and you will find a strategy and a way that you can piece it all together.
Well, if you look at all the platforms, there's YouTube, which is known for long-form videos. If you look at TikTok, that is short-form videos. Back then with Instagram, it was really photos and being able to see content from the people that you follow. You've got Snapchat, that's really about photo messaging, and then you've got Twitter, that's really about following political figures, celebrities, business owners, and really understanding what their thoughts are in single tweets. But now, because Instagram is trying to be like a TikTok, they've really lost their identity to the point where even celebrities like Kim Kardashian are complaining for the fact that they wish Instagram was what it was back then, as not only a photo-sharing app, but more importantly, a platform where you can actually see content from your friends and family and the people that you follow.
I do agree with Vanessa. They did lose a bit of their identity, trying to scramble, trying to become they've kind of become a TikTok copycat, and what has happened is that it has hurt not only the user experience but the experience for us content creators. I mean, we're the ones that essentially are making money for these platforms by putting content free of charge, hoping that our efforts will yield subscribers, followers, then obviously that we can convert them into fans, customers, clients, and so on. And it doesn't seem certain platforms, specifically Instagram in this case, they don't reward content creators. They don't reward the very people that are helping fuel their digital economy. So that I can understand has become very frustrating, and a lot of people are up in arms about it. What that means for you as a beginner solopreneur, should I invest time in Instagram or not? Should I open up an Instagram business account? Well, we can talk about that in another video if that interests you, because I've done both. But I will say that I think the more present you are, the more you are present on these platforms, the better it will serve your business goals, your brand goals, or personal goals if you are doing it for hobby. But I assume you're here for business education. It can't hurt. But ultimately, you need to find the platform that works for you, that you can keep up with, that's manageable, where you don't burn out, and where your target audience is.
Now, at this point in the video, you might be freaking out asking, should I be ditching Instagram? And the answer is no. I still believe that Instagram is the perfect all-in-one platform, especially if you want to make money. I can't think of another platform that does it better when it comes to attracting the people you want, nurturing your followers, and converting them into a sale all in one place. For example, with attracting people, you can use Instagram Reels and reach people who don't even follow you yet to follow you. Once they follow you, you're able to not just have a whole range of content that you can create, whether it's live streams, reels, or photos, you can also connect with them through stories and DMs. And then when it comes to converting them, like I said earlier, you can set up ManyChat to create chat automations, you can sell through DMs, you can also link things in your stories and in your bio to your products and services. And so for now, I still believe Instagram still has legs, and it is worth milking it so that you can make money on the platform. At the same time, this video is meant to warn creators and make sure that you are creating a diversified content plan. And if you weren't considering platforms like YouTube already, that you really think about it so that you can future-proof your brand and your business.
Couple of thoughts there. Myself, I am a small content creator. I don't have a huge following. I admit that. I'm not ashamed of it. I struggle with social media as well, like a lot of other small business owners, solopreneurs. Someone like Vanessa, she's earned every follower. She started from zero like we all do and has worked her way up. She has I think 500,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and somewhere in the thousands, high thousands over on Instagram. The platform Instagram, they've had time to develop it and really work on a lot of features to help with business. But what I've noticed though, it's now leaning a bit more towards e-commerce business and shopping. Myself, I'm a service provider. I am a business consultant to beginner solopreneurs like yourself. A little bit more difficult because now Reels is there and now the feed isn't, and it's very difficult to, when you do a post, for it to even reach your own audience. And that everyone knows statistically, when you post something on Instagram, only like 1 or 2% of your follower count actually sees your content. But the feed was usually a great place for you to nurture your existing audience. And because they keep changing things, there's no rhyme or reason anymore. It's hard to reach anyone. And ultimately, they want you to run ads and spend money on the platform. So they're not going to give you reach. And really, all platforms aren't like that. So keep that in mind. Now, some people, they will start a new account, put out a piece of content, get thousands of followers. So there's that too. Content is subjective. One person might think another person's content is great or not so great. So there's a lot of different variables. You have to ultimately test things out, whether you've never opened up a social media account or you have one and it's kind of, you don't pay attention to it. It really is a lot of trial and error. Sometimes I post things, they do really well, and sometimes I post things that are similar to that thing that did well and don't go anywhere. The algorithm is a fickle beast, but I do agree with her. Instagram is an all-in-one solution to help business is wonderful if it all works in your favor. But if it doesn't, then you're just kind of piecemealing things. That's why it is important to diversify your content plan, get on other platforms. In case one doesn't really pan out for you, you have the other one where you're building that audience.
The reason why I believe YouTube is the safest choice is because number one, the content you create on YouTube doesn't date, so you get an evergreen benefit. Any video you create now is still going to last you months and years later, and it's going to earn you more followers and more money over time, especially if you know how to monetize. The second reason is better bang for buck. You can repurpose your long form content into short form content, and once you've done that, you could put that short form content onto Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So you're able to maximize your distribution.
Like I mentioned earlier, repurpose, that is key. That is what's going to help keep your sanity as a business owner who has to now be a content creator. You have to repurpose content. All right, so drop in the comments. Let me know what you struggle with when it comes to social media or any aspect of your business. I want to hear from you so I can create content to better serve you. Please don't forget, go to the link in bio, download that checklist, 9 essential tasks to start your new business. I think it'll help you out. Also, it's free to subscribe. Please do so. And I'm going to put some videos over here that you should watch next, all right, regarding content creation and all things business foundation here at the Savvy Entrepreneur Journey. I'll see you next time.